Hey Capricorn, I'm Lucy Ravenstone and welcome to my channel. So guys, I'm going to do a reading for you for May. It is my birthday on the 3rd of May, so my birthday month. Just putting that out there. I love my birthday. Interesting. I'm using the Goddess of the Moon cards, and very weirdly, I've just done Taurus just now, and you have two of the same cards, but they're in slightly different order. Interesting. And then I am using the Energy Oracle card to do the main reading. Interesting. For some reason I think that felt like it was up there. You also have a few of the same of Taurus as well, but yours in the beginning, the end of Taurus. I've just done the Taurus reading now. Now I'm on to you guys. I'm doing it a little bit different this month. I am not doing the part 2, but I think I'm going to do a Mercury in retrograde, a 3-card reading to kind of how we can, what energies we need to use, you know, to, I don't know. I'll figure it out anyway. So check out for a second video that will be around Mercury in retrograde anyway. I haven't filled out all the details. Winging it, Capricorn, winging it. Okay, so we start off with focus. Very interesting. I am kind of amazed at similarities with you guys, with you and Taurus, with some of this. But it makes sense, earth signs and all. The focus card, this is a beautiful card. I feel like you have been in a space, and you are kind of in a space where emotionally, I'm sorry, my son has just come in and he's making a low noise. Emotionally, you could be at risk of, you know, drowning in your emotions. And I feel like this card is basically comes to say, it's now time to focus on the positive. I'll show you what I mean. So she has the water, and it's kind of like she's drowning. Water represents emotions in tarot. That's how I'm really reading this for you guys. I'm having to counteract my son grabbing things. It's kind of like, you know, it can be overwhelming. And it's kind of saying, you know, see the bright side, focus on new ideas, new beginnings, rather than focusing on the emotional energy that you have been sitting in for a while, that has been at risk of drowning you. This is waxing gibbous. So the waxing gibbous is as the full moon is waxing on. And so this to me is kind of very much as you're coming into this energy of letting go of things, as the full moon is. It is, you know, saying focus on new beginnings by letting go all of that emotional draining kind of energy. Our first card is Patience Reverse. So kind of stop waiting around. I had this, Taurus had this at the very end of May. How I'm sort of vibing this reading, because again I do wing how I do my readings. I'm very much intuitive, so I don't know how I'm going to do a reading until I start my very first reading, and so to me it's like we have beginning, middle, end is how I am reading this. So we're starting off May, and so we start with focus. So I will show you the imagery on this card. So the focus card to me is giving me kind of like, you know, you're at risk of drowning in your emotions, of your energy, and it's telling you now to focus on new beginnings, on new ideas. It's kind of like shining a light on new things. Now, focus comes during the waxing gibbous. So waxing gibbous is as the new moon waxes on. Full moon waxes on to the full moon. So you're going from the new moon to the full moon. This is a time of letting go and kind of focusing on new things. And so I kind of feel like this energy needs to be for you to focus on doing that now, letting go all of that emotional kind of draining energy, because that's what this water is giving me. It's kind of like you need to now focus on the more positive energy of when it comes in regards to emotions. I kind of feel like let go of things that cause you grief. And this literally comes with the very first card is Patience Reversed, and I feel like this no longer waiting around to do this. Stop holding on to emotions, stop holding on to the negative aspects of things. So it's time to let go of that and move forward. It comes with this kind of fiery, I'll show you the card that I'm seeing as well, so you see what I'm seeing and saying. It's like this clock in the center has fire coming in. It's kind of like, you know, the time is now. That's what it's giving me. It's patience in reverse. So it's kind of like, you know, you've been patient long enough. It's now time to get moving. The next card is the Garden and the Gate. So again, another card that gives me, and these two cards came with Taurus, but they came towards the end of the May, and it kind of again is giving me this sense of, you know, focus on the now, stop kind of looking behind the gate and focus on what you do have. Focus on nurturing aspects in your life that kind of have that solid foundation. I'll show you the imagery again because I really feel like it helps when you have a visual. But she's in this gated fence, you know, and focus on the flourishing within this gate. Stop looking out here. And to me, it's like kind of like the future is how I'm viewing this. I mean, if it was upright, it'd be like that. But I feel like stop focusing out here and towards something that it. You know, I feel like for you, Capricorn, you can be viewing the future as barren, of nothing there. And I feel like the whole point is that you have a garden that is full and positivity and all this kind of stuff that's going on in the now. And this is where your focus needs to be. And again, this is in the column of focus. It's saying to focus on that. So focusing on the now, stop looking ahead, and do it right now. Action reverse. It's stop thinking about where you need to go and the action you need to take. This is reversed, and I definitely feel like you have just been on go, 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 go. And I feel like it's a time to slow down. So even though we do have the patience in reverse, which is giving me this energy to act, you know, to do this now, I feel like it's not a time to take action. Which if it was upright, it would be saying take action. To me, it seems don't. Slow down. Again, focusing on now. I feel like higher priority is solid ground, is your garden. It's literally what you do have and not what you don't. Stop looking ahead and focus on the now. So you do not need to take any action. This is again how I'm seeing the beginning of May. It's about focusing on the now and what you do have. And living in the moment. Reflection. Instantly when I see this for you guys, I'm seeing this a body of water, and I feel like when she looks in the reflection, she's seeing it's overwhelming. And this is again water representing emotions. I feel like you could be feeling that you are overwhelmed by emotion. This is what you see when you look in the mirror, and I feel like you are very critical of yourself. And I kind of want you to kind of to me, these are both you. Now, when I did this for Taurus, I read it differently, but for you guys, I feel like hold hands with yourself. I feel like you need to be kinder to yourself and nurture yourself. And this is where self-reflection comes in, because how you narrate your life to yourself and how harsh you are to yourself, it really is how you're going to be seen in the world, you know, and how you view yourself is how you put yourself out there. So if you are seeming overwhelmed with emotion, that is kind of the person that you are embodied. And I definitely am feeling that that's what this is here. It's kind of like realize what you are putting out in the world, and then kind of have that self-reflection of what do you want to put out in the world. I kind of want you to realize that you are your own person. You are who you want to be. So if you want to be, I don't want to say that. It's kind of like if... So think of the person that you want to be, and you really can create that into reality. And it starts by self-reflecting, looking within, and then kind of putting that into practice. I feel like we all are kind of doing that, is we are all faking it in the world in order to kind of get to where we need to be, so for example, you know, I want to be happy. How can I be happy? And we kind of, you know, if you start believing you're happy, doing your affirmations in the morning, you know, I am happy, I am healthy, I am beautiful. You know, if you start narrating that about yourself, like you eventually start to believe it and you carry yourself a certain way. And this is kind of what I'm seeing with the self-reflection here. It's kind of creating the reality that you desire. Now, with the self-reflection column, so this is mid-May, so we have the Deceit card. So I kind of feel like There is a level. Now, I was just about to say something else, but as I did, what came into my mind was kind of like, are you deceiving yourself? I feel like you could be perhaps kidding yourself in regards to something. So this is, be aware that you may be deceptive towards yourself, and this really does kind of go with that self-reflection of kind of how you're seeing yourself as well. And I do feel like you are seeing yourself incorrectly. And this is kind of like, again, the shining the light on something with that focus as well. I kind of feel like you do need to shine your light on things that you're perhaps feeling self-negative about. But also for some of you Capricorn, this could be literal deceit. Like there's something in your kind of energy circle here that is deceiving you, and it kind of feels it could be like kind of toxic to your environment, toxic to yourself is more what I'm feeling actually as I say that. Unless your environment, more to yourself. So I feel like there's something that kind of you need to reflect upon with this self-reflect card. And if you look at this deceit card as well, I'd like you to see that, it's not focusing, I'm looking at my laptop, there's these curtains, and I feel like the curtains need to be closed upon this, so you really do need to face this and get rid of that kind of deceiving energy. Caring connection, so this could very much be in relation to a relationship or you wanting a connection. This is in reverse, and I feel like it is a desire and it's something you do not have. I want you to know, like, you know, you are not ready to connect with somebody. If you are feeling so negative towards yourself, you're not going to be able to be open to receiving anything from anybody else, because again, what we reflect out into the world is what we receive. So if you are saying I'm not worthy, you are not going to be worthy of this. You're going to be dreaming of this, if you kind of get my drift. And this is where I kind of really feel that your work is needed. This does feel, and this is kind of what I'm feeling for May, it is a kind of stepping into a new energy with this May. We are going to have Mercury in retrograde in the end of May. I think it's from the 10th, it's actually now, from the middle to the end. It's from May to June. And this is what Mercury in retrograde does. It brings things to the surface that we need to face, that we need to kind of bring to the surface and deal with. So I'm definitely getting this vibe, and I feel like this is all kind of, you are, I feel like there's just this energy of realizing things. Moving on to the sixth chakra Archangel Metatron. Now he is a very spiritual kind of guide. Archangel Metatron is. Now you're getting him reversed, so I definitely feel this imbalances for you. So looking at it from that angle, we have deceit, we have not having the caring connections that we desire, and again, I feel like you are deceiving yourself. That really is shining through quite here. I feel like it's all about your perspective. Archangel Metatron, he helps those that are enlightened. I feel like you are so closed off from what is. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting with this. So the sixth chakra is our third eye. Now that is seeing things clearly, and I feel like you are not seeing things clearly. Lean on Archangel Metatron if you need guidance in this area. Now, Archangel Metatron guides indigo children, he guides those who are starting out a spiritual journey, those coming into enlightenment. So this could indicate, you know, coming of gifts. It could be that you are not embracing that aspect and perhaps shoving it away as well. But more so, Capricorn, I'm kind of getting this sense of you just being closed off really to the reality of who you are and where you're at right now. And it's about kind of, I feel like you need to self-reflect here and change that, and change up that energy. Then we have the end of May. We have faith. And I'm definitely getting you need to have faith more in the world. So here we have, again, Mercury in retrograde. Please look out for the Mercury in retrograde reading that I'm going to do. It's just going to be 3 cards around the energy of Mercury in retrograde for each sign. And I definitely get this sense that it may be a struggle for you, specifically Capricorn. So the faith, it's worm moon. Now I'm definitely getting this... kind of nurturing. I feel like you need to nurture yourself more and flow a little easier. I do feel this restriction of that mid-May energy, and I feel like this is where this is your guidance on what you need to do. Have faith, so kind of trust in the universe. So whatever you're going through, it's kind of again, not taking action and rushing into anything. It is kind of just flowing is the energy I'm getting with this. And I do get this sense of being grounded, and so that means staying in the moment, and being grateful for what we do have and what we have nurtured so far, for ourselves. So the first card you have envy reverse. So I feel like there's this toxic energy that you've been in for quite a while. So if envy was upright, it would be like, be wary of those around you. This is kind of sort of saying this is what you're putting behind you. I definitely feel like have faith of letting go of negative emotions. Envy can really represent that kind of dirty, nasty stuff that we don't want around us. It can indicate that there's someone gossiping. This to me, it feels self. So be wary of your energy and what you are putting out there, because I feel like with this envy, it could very much be that you are the person that's being perhaps toxic in a certain way, because it's kind of, I'll show you the imagery, and how it's literally taking my focus, because I'm feeling like you are here and you are being envious of everybody else who's in this bright light, everyone who's in here, but you are, to me, and this is not me saying you're toxic Capricorn, because definitely not, but what I'm saying is this is where you're dwelling. I feel like be wary of where you are dwelling, and because this is where you belong, this is where you are, but you're just looking out and being envious of other people, which is not healthy. Our next card is Broken Heart Reversed. So I definitely feel like you've been through a heartbreak, and I feel like this is kind of what's put you in this space. So this could be a breakup, this could be, any kind of heartbreak, really. I feel like we often break our own hearts with some of the emotions we kind of throw at ourselves. And with that center column, I can definitely get this vibe of you being really self-critical. So be conscious of that, because I definitely feel with that envy card as well that you are in a negative headspace. And with that deceit card, as well, and the caring connections, I'm definitely getting this sense of, longing for a connection that you no longer have. And you do not know which way to go. Interesting. So have faith with this. Have faith is literally the theme of this column. And it's like, even though you're in that negative headspace, even though you've been through this heartache, and again, in reverse, that heartbreak is kind of like it's time to move forward and release that. And again, the envy is reversed. And I'm definitely getting that sense of the urgency of releasing that. And we have, your cards lead us to a full moon. And full moon's all about releasing and letting go, and kind of forgiving ourselves, forgiving others in order to move forward. Now this indecision definitely feels like you just don't know which way to take. And it's having faith is the theme. And I definitely feel like it's because you're trying to force and take action to move forward. You're being told to live in the moment. And I am really, this is taking my thing, you've got indecision on which way to take, and the only thing that's really kind of taking my focus is this tree. And that, you can't walk through a tree. It is about staying still, and they both lead to the unknown. And I feel like staying in the present, again, we have new beginnings both ways, and I feel like the whole point in this, for you Capricorn, for May, and this Mercury in retrograde energy, I can't wait to see what comes up for you guys with that reading, but to me it feels like the best course of action is to not take action, but instead self-reflect during this time. Use this time to have faith, to find faith, and live in the moment. Again, a tree is solid, he's wise, and a tree can't move. It stays in one place, and it blows with the breeze. And this is the have faith vibe for me. It's kind of just being that tree, being solid in the moment, and knowing your roots in that kind of aspect. I feel like grounding yourself and not kind of forcing anything, But also with both directions, we have butterflies on both of the signposts, and to me these are new beginnings. So whichever way you take, it's a new beginning. And I feel like having faith on that journey alone is a really positive spin for you, Capricorn. I do feel like this is a hard month for you because it is saying stop trying to make movement, stop trying to force things, get out of those heavy emotions and don't let yourself drown in it, and kind of see yourself in a better light is how I want to sort of say this for you guys. But again, the real major part of this is saying to stop looking forward and live in the moment, live in the present, be in the now, and self-reflect. So take some time. I feel like if I had tarot, because I have Oracle here, Energy Oracle, and the Moon Goddess Oracle, I feel like this is a hermit moment for you. This is time for you to kind of take that step back and take this time to heal and, you know, see things as they are and not for what they could be. So thank you very much, Capricorn. Please check out that Mercury in retrograde reading, and I'll see you next month. Thank you, guys.